Hey guys, so I thought I'd talk a little bit today about the difficulties of staying off alcohol in those early days and pretty much for the entirety of your abstinence. Even now I find it difficult and have the days where I still want to be in that quiet little bubble, just nice and no worries and feeling kind of dead to the world, I guess. Even I miss that sometimes. You know, we use alcohol to cope with anxiety and stuff like that. And if you don't resolve those issues, you know, you still get the cravings in the early days. And I think you need to develop new coping strategies, which obviously can take time. Some of the difficulties also include social pressure. Many cultures, drinking is considered a social activity, isn't it? It makes it very hard to stay abstinent when all your friends and family are drinking. And in those early days, it created pressures of feeling isolated, and I had a fear of missing out, I guess. Emotional triggers. You've got stress that you've never dealt with before because you were drunk. You've got loneliness because you don't want to go out because you're scared you might drink, and also can lead to boredom. So you've got those three things that you drink to try and to escape, and you're tackling them head on without drink for the first time, which is really tough. And you can also triggering family troubles, or you know, those sorts of things can bring on emotions that can lead you to want to have a drink and make it harder to stay abstinent. Habitual patterns, the habits I had, I never realised until I stopped. It just becomes a part of your daily routine. Picking up the can, looking to the side of the bed to see the can, like just really weird stuff. Checking bags to make sure you've got enough cans for the morning. And you have to fight that by developing new and healthier routines, I guess, which at first I found very difficult and very uncomfortable. You see it all the time where pretty much society normalizes and even glorifies drinking through the media at social events, and you know, or it's even traditional, I guess. In some places it's like a tradition. Sometimes I found that my abstinence felt unnatural in certain areas, I guess because I was just getting used to it. But like in pubs or parties and stuff, it felt unnatural not to have a drink, and that took a long time to get over as well. And I felt restricted in certain areas. It was very, very strange. And as I said in one of my earlier videos, I relapsed a lot of times actually. I relapsed a lot. And I think for a lot of people it's very common in the early days during recovery from alcohol dependence. You normally relapse due to stress, triggers, or overconfidence, that you've got this now because you've gone this dry, so you got this now, you can do this. And that got me so much. I was like, oh, I can just have one, I can do it. And that one always led to 3 or 4 years of drinking heavy and ending up in rehab. Like, that's how it always ended. How did I stay abstinent? In the early days, I had psychological support. So I had talking therapy. I had changes in my lifestyle, so I didn't go out so much, and I couldn't be around people that were drinking. That was a big no-no. I started to go back into learning, education. That helped me massively to keep me busy. I got a job. That helped massively as well. And eventually I had to move away from the place where I grew up because it became a bit too much. Although I believe I could go back there now and be fine. It's been a long time, but in those early days it was difficult. I never went down the AA route. I tried, but I couldn't really subscribe to their way of thinking and doing it. And that's not me trashing AA, because I think it's an amazing thing and I think it helps a lot of people. I just didn't get along with it, so I did it myself. But that's just a brief overview of some of the things that make it difficult to stay abstinent.